Welcome back, Nick Lenz's movie reviews. This is episode number 36, and first time in a few episodes, it's a single movie. Okay, this one reviewing the original 13 Ghosts. This film was released in, if I can find the date here, 1960, which was the same year that Psycho came out. And yes, I do know about the remake that came out in 2001, I believe it was, with Tony Shalhoub. Yeah, I'll talk about that after I finish up. I'll talk about it after I finish reviewing this. But pretty much, the story for this film is that apparently, this guy's uncle, who apparently is kind of like a black sheep of the family, apparently was a rich uncle and nobody liked him very much. So he apparently died under mysterious circumstances and apparently inherited a house and money. Okay. And they move into the house, and apparently they counted the 12 13 ghosts. And he apparently is supposed to die, be the 13th ghost. And the lawyer, who's very sleazy, I don't know who plays in the film, is only like 14 minutes. Now, the film itself was directed by a guy named William Castle. Now, there's this movie company called Dark Castle Entertainment. They remade this movie and the original House on Haunted Hill. They made those two movies as startup, but then they did their own original production. But this film is just a pretty decent movie to watch. It's not bad. It has a twist to apparently... I know this film is basically 50 years old. I'm going to spoil the twist anyways. The lawyer did it. The lawyer killed the uncle. And the uncle is one of the ghosts. He's like the 12th ghost. And they talk about all the ghosts and William Castle at the beginning. Yeah, he's the beginning of this movie, but this movie is pretty good for what it is. And if you're interested in looking into a classic movie, if you think of the 13 Ghosts, so this is the original. This is the original one, the one that came out in 2001. That's a remake, and it's kind of spelled differently, but yeah, it's a remake of this film. But it's quite an enjoyment to watch. The guy who's the main character of the film, Charles Herbert, he actually is a curator at a museum, unlike in the remake where he's a teacher, with the character he plays. His character's name is Cyrus, same character Tony Shalhoub plays. Now, here's something interesting. Now, they did make changes to the remake. I'll mention changes a little bit later, but it's a family. It's basically just husband. It's Cyrus, his wife, son, and I think it's supposed to be his daughter as well. So that's the family, and they're chased by these 13 ghosts, which apparently the uncle was capturing all over the world, off screen apparently. Oh yeah, and the uncle is really dead. Unlike in the remake, I'll talk about the remake soon. But this film was actually really good for what it is. It's a really good, and it's in black and white. Should mention that too. Not much else to say about this, but now I'm going to talk about the remake. Now, they do make changes to the remake. One thing. In the remake, Cyrus is a widower. And he has one child, and he doesn't have a daughter. Not that I can think of, no. And he has a babysitter. Oh, and they actually show something they did not show in this movie. They actually show the uncle actually capturing the ghost. And apparently, also something really weird though. One of the ghosts is Cyrus's late wife in the remake. Oh, and the uncle. Yeah. Oh, and here's the thing: the lawyer who apparently did do the deed in this film did not do the deed in the remake. He actually gets killed very early on in the film when the 13 ghosts get out. Yeah, and apparently this house is very bizarre in the remake. Apparently it's kind of like a inside glass house, and you have to press all these floor things. The things slide all over the place. It is really bizarre. It's one of the most weirdest houses I've ever seen in a film. This time the house in here is just a normal house. That's all it is, just a normal house. But aside from the change of the house, the ghosts are actually more threatening in the remake. Yeah, they're actually more threatening, and they actually kill several people of the cast. And the uncle was very much alive, and there was something called the 13th Ghost. They kept referencing. Apparently, Homeschooling was supposed to be a 13th Ghost, but instead they sacrificed the uncle, who actually was alive the whole time, just by sheer coincidence. Sorry about that. My nose issues. And the guy gets sacrificed, and everything is all sealed. Apparently, it's like a doomsday scenario, stuff like that. Yeah, they get more sophisticated with the stuff in the remake. But in the original film, it's very simple. The ghosts have really good effects to them, especially for a 1960 budget. Yeah, the effects are really good. Now, somebody thinking 1960 horror film. What famous horror film came out this very year? Simple. Psycho. Yeah. Was this film ignored? No, this film actually did make a pretty good, decent chunk of change to the box office. I'm sorry if this bothers people, but my nose was really itching. But this film was still good. I highly recommend. I don't want to spoil too much of this film because this film is actually pretty good. I mean, one thing the remake actually ups in this one is the fact there's more gore. There's actually gore in the remake. This one, no, it's like one death the whole film. Well, in the remake, you got like 3 or 4 deaths. But yeah, and also in the remake, they actually give more backstory to the ghosts. These are just 13 random ghosts, 12 random ghosts that apparently the uncle captured. Well, 11 of them anyways, because the uncle came in 12 ghosts. Okay. I give this film a 9 out of 10. It's actually a pretty good film to watch. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. Episode 37. Excuse me. And I'll decide what it is when I get to it, okay? But until then, I will see you there. Bye.